Hello and welcome to an episode of Blue Tengu Unplugged. This time around, you're going to be playing Sir, You Are Being Hunted, but I've already switched to Madam, You Are Being Hunted, just because it's an interesting thing to try and play the other gender in games. I did turn the music off, as I mentioned in the Don't Starve video and other videos. I've started turning the music off for these Unplugged episodes because a lot of them do use licensed music, and that gets things makes things problematic on YouTube. Like some of the episodes in the past, like Vessel and things like that, because they had the license issues. You could take the music out, but then YouTube kind of screws up the audio, makes it a little hard to hear. So I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. So I just turn the music off from now on, and not take chances. Sir, You Are Being Hunted is a game I have played in the past. Did not get very far in it. Probably, the whole goal of it is to bring all these kind of artifacts back to a central location. Probably got about one or two. Never finished the game. Definitely don't expect to finish it today because it has been a while since playing it, so I probably don't even remember how, to be honest. But there we go. The reason I'm playing it now, even though I've already played it before, which usually violates kind of the unplugged kind of theme, which is just randomly jumping into a game and seeing what happens, is because viewer Riza mentioned it as possible inspiration for Project Skyrim, which is the game we're making over on our other show, the Game Development Show. So I wanted to jump in and kind of remember some of the stuff that was going on in this game. I think for the most part I remember it, but let's jump in and try it. Start a new game? Sure. That's interesting. Before, like when I used to play this in the past, they didn't have all of this stuff, so I guess I was playing like a beta version or something, and they've fleshed it out a little bit. Interesting. Default. Well, alright, I'll start with the gamekeeper. Interesting that you can kind of select this stuff now. That's interesting. What does edit robots do? Wow, you have a lot of control over this world generation now. So I guess it's kind of interesting to get a behind-the-scenes look at how they're doing their kind of enemy generation. It looks as though, either 20 minutes pass or you've returned two of those like things, those little orbs or whatever you're trying to return. If you've got two out of your goal kind of done, then it unlocks this column. So it makes hunters more difficult. And if you keep going, it unlocks dogs, squires, other things. And you always have the balloons and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. Gives you a behind-the-scenes look, and you can obviously set all these things down if you want to. I'll go with the default ones, even though that's going to get me killed, I'm sure. And it's kind of interesting that you can select the types. I probably won't even make it to other islands, to be honest. Let's just build it. So there's the map. You've got a central island, and then an island to the north, south, east, and west. Your goal is to try and gather up all of these. Can't even remember what they are. They're like, I think they're just stones, special stones that you're trying to bring back to the center starting point. And I think when you do get a checkpoint out of it. I'm trying to remember how the game worked. It is kind of interesting that they do show you the map being made. That's something to think about. Because right now, not right now with Project Skyrim, you don't really see the overall, the super map. You just kind of see the room map. Doesn't take this long because it's not as complicated. The stuff going into it's not as detailed. There's obviously no height maps or anything like that. So there's definitely a lot of data that goes into this. And basically the premise of it is that there are all these robots running around.
Madam, if you can hear this, then the experiment has gone terribly wrong. I fear you may be trapped on the archipelago, but don't panic. The standing stones should be nearby. With them, and some luck,
This is your
you may still be able to escape. Listen very carefully, and you might just survive.
Nah, I doubt it.
I am afraid pieces of the device are now scattered across the islands.
Okay, so that's
They
what you're
became
gathering.
quite hot during the experiment, so perhaps you could look for the smoke.
Oh, that's right.
Bring
You can
any
see
you
them off
find
in the
back to the
distance that you saw
standing
smoke.
stones, then we should be able to get you home. I'm dreadfully sorry, madam, but this does mean postponing dinner preparations. I do hope you remember to eat something. You must try to keep your strength up.
Yeah, like
Perhaps
the
some
last game we
tea
played,
and
Don't
biscuits
Starve.
from one
It's
of the
another
nearby
survival game where you
houses.
basically have to keep
The
eating to
residents
keep your
won't
strength
mind
up.
because they're not at home. Oh, and do be careful, madam. You are being hunted.
I like this intro. I don't think they had this when I played it way back in the day. Okay, I'm going to use the keyboard instead of the controller because they're giving me tutorials for keyboard stuff, so after Mark Echo, I don't think I want to fight that. So examine with F. Okay, so I can get some stuff out of this. Okay, so anything with a green background, the items will stay there until you get back. That's fine. Empty bottle, rags, alarm clock, pie, binoculars.
Ah, very
I guess I could have
useful.
just take all.
Now you can observe your pursuers while keeping a safe distance.
Okay, so you don't actually have to collect a stone to save your checkpoint. You can just come back here and save. So let's do that, I guess. Sure. And this is where you drop off your stuff when you find it.
Excellent.
There's our first fragment.
You found one. Return that fragment to the standing stones and leave it there. You'll be one step closer to home.
Resident Evil 4 style, like,
Forgive me, madam,
inventory management
but
becomes an
perhaps
issue
it's
in this
worth
game.
mentioning that your tweeds should keep you well hidden, provided you keep to the heavier foliage.
And remember that the robots do get more vicious as you keep doing this, so if you're going to keep powering that thing up, just be aware of that. I think if you follow these blue things, they lead you to the other fragments. What's crouch? Okay, C is crouch, space is jump, shift is run. And there's the robots, and they've already spotted me. Off to a good start, madam. Oh, man, they are dogging me, aren't they? I believe you can still knock on these doors.
It looks like there's something useful in there.
Patriotic crockery.
Oh, and if you find anything edible,
I like it.
don't look at it too closely.
That ain't penicillin. Okay, I'm gonna leave all that stuff behind. That does not look very useful. Dead rat. Okay, I can at least use rags. Unpleasant eggs. Stone for creating distraction. Yeah, these houses don't have a lot of useful stuff in them, do they? And you do not want to be, as in real life, you don't want to be eating dubious food. I could use that. Smoking kills. Now that is dubious. I'm guessing those are the designers. alarm clock. Lots of alarm clocks here. Not much going on in the way of food. There's a robot way off in the distance there. Hopefully it won't see me. Oh, great. Time to get moving. So yes, you have surveillance balloons in the sky that are going to be tracking you. Have to be careful about those. What's going on with this? More smelly boots and rats, I guess. Ooh, sweet, usable pickle onions. That's what I wanted. Finally, something that's not dubious. Lots of stout beer. I could use some of that right now. More rags for stopping bleeding. Mostly junk. Nice. Dunkable too. That's gotta find some coffee to put those in. If they're like British biscuits, they're probably hard as a rock unless you dunk them in something. That's the way it goes. Nice trap. And pie. I got a lot of rocks and things here. Got a pretty good store of equipment. Oops, there's actually something good in here. And they do have a good sense of humor going on with the objects there, like the blueberries 5 a day. Just need to find an artifact. Get one back at least. Is there a map? No. Control settings. Okay, well it said M. I thought I hit M, but maybe it didn't work. Maybe you have to actually get a map before you can use it, because it's not working for me. Let's just see what's up here on this dubious hill. Not much going on. Reach the ocean. It's nice. At least there aren't a lot of robots running around. That's helpful. Dubious. All this dubious stuff in the English countryside. Can't just run across some truffles. Guess I should be careful of the sky too. Make sure there aren't blimps wandering over my head. Because this is about where I got spotted last time. Big church, but I don't see a door for it. Oh, there's my thing to help me find an artifact. Of course it's going to be guarded by robots. Probably friends of the developers. Hopefully not killed in real life. Ah, yeah, that looks freaky. Yeah, not sure I want to get too close to that. You better not be leading me on a wild goose chase. And like Don't Starve in the lower left corner there, you do have kind of a hunger meter, which is the vitality meter. I see smoke there off in the distance. That's probably where it's trying to lead me. I can only imagine. Unless there's one closer. Yeah, I'll bet that's where it's taking me. Alright, I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I'm gonna head over to the smoke, because that's gonna be one of my items. The goal is to not get spotted by robots, grab the item, get back to the center circle, and be done with it. Usually there's robots kind of hanging around these things. I guess this one's okay. And unfortunately I'm going to have too much stuff, so let's see if I can consume some of this. Get some of my vitality back. There we go. Try to squeeze as much of this up there as possible. I don't want to lose my stout. Don't make me give up my stout. I'm gonna need that. Okay, I've got too many rags here. Let's see if I can do something here. Let's just drop that. Oh, I can equip. It's equipable, but it doesn't help me. So let me get rid of it. I hate to eat stuff. Well, let's just drop that. I don't need a pipe. And we're one rag away. I guess I do have a lot of rags. Let's just.
I would advocate discretion, madam.
There we go.
It might be best to run and hide, but if you have found a weapon, perhaps you can use it to fend them off.
That should be okay. I just don't know which of those is actually my my checkpoint. I think I came generally from this direction. So far so good, but obviously the robots aren't going out in full force yet. Okay, I think my thing was on the other side of that church, but let's just get back. See if I can get across those buildings without getting spotted by that balloon up there. Yeah, I remember that being pretty close to my start point. So if I can get back to it, it'd be nice. There it is. Okay, good. There's even a phone booth. Well, it has stuff in it, but I'm full up, so let's just drop the stone off. Probably should always leave about a stone's worth of inventory, unless it's consumable.
Splendid. But do be careful finding the next one.
Okay, so I can save my progress. Things are going well. I wish there was a place to drop my stuff off.
Be very observant, madam. Startled wildlife could help you to spot your pursuers. The eyes and ears of local fauna might be sharper than your own.
Maybe if I just find a house. What's going on with this?
I know you're not used to preparing your own meals, madam, but I'm sure you can master roasting game on an open fire.
Okay, this one's green, so I can actually
That
store
smoke
stuff in
can be
here.
seen for miles, however, so do be quick.
Discard. Let's get rid of all this junk and actually use this to store some stuff. Plenty of rags. Let's drop those off. Plenty of alarm clocks. Don't really need to use those. Probably don't want to use dynamite yet. I probably do need food stuff. I do have too many alarm clocks. And I'll keep my beer with me. As a proper madam. Keep my beer with me. Okay, now let's head back. Whoa! They got between me and where I wanted to go. Okay. I really don't want to be doing that inventory stuff again, but they're way too close, so I have to get moving. I could probably just leave the houses as they are and just try to find... Whoa! Try to find my next stone and take that back. Because all the houses are going to have is like stuff I can use to distract robots or take them out, guns, things like that. But in the past when I played this game, I did not do so well at that, so it's probably better to just make the policy run and hide in general. There's a lot of robots running around there. I understood better what these map icons at the top are. There's something red over there. That's not a robot. Oh, I see. That icon's for the boat. Got it. Okay, well let's go ahead and get on the boat. What the heck? See how easy it is to use.
There are a number of islands in the archipelago. Each of them is likely to have fragments of the device for you to collect.
Interesting.
Try not to get lost.
Okay, so you can now use the boats to save your progress. That's cool. So now I'm on a completely different island. Very steep here. Hop up to the top, use the old school cheat. And I don't see any smoke. But just remember that I'm on the West Island, so if I want to get back, I'm going to have to go east. There's a lot of robots down there. I do not want them to spot me. This island is quite steep. I'm not sure how many artifacts there are per island, or whether the islands are even like the same size or anything. But as viewer Risa mentioned, this game is pretty interesting for inspiration purposes, because the thing that's interesting about this game is you don't just collect the items and you're done. You have to actually take the item to a place, especially sacrificing a lot of inventory to do it, to actually get anything out of it. So having that one little extra step does create a bit of kind of a panic situation. So like if you do have one of those machine parts or whatever they are in your inventory and you're trying to get back home and robots spot you, you're probably going to panic because you probably want to actually succeed at getting that back, because that's the whole point of the game, is to get however many of those things back. You can always use more whiskey. Another trap, sure. Don't need the boots. Okay, you actually have to light this thing to be able to use anything with it, I think. Makes sense. I'm starting to get a little hungry. Could use some pizza. I think as you play the game, you do have to start kind of digging into the dubious stuff, because I think you do run out of proper victuals. Yeah, I'm not going to survive that fall, but let's see if it gives me any interesting views. There's another one of those things, whatever those are. I believe there's some buildings over here. So maybe I can find some food in there. Doesn't look like there are any robots hanging around, which is good. Always worth checking just to be careful though. And what do they got in the back door? Nice! Dead rabbit that's been sitting there forever and it's still okay. And all the rest of the stuff is dubious. Alright. I got a dead rabbit out of it, so that's nice. The problem is finding a fire to cook those things. So I've got the fire, it's just... can't use it. I think. No, that's chocolate biscuits. Alright, it's not very helpful to me. Plenty of whiskey and beer. Jeez. A book? I wonder what that does. Okay, sure. I don't suppose I can burn that. Nope. Alright, well, I guess it's nice to have. It's not dubious. Ah, there we go. Take me to where I need to go. Not a lot of robots running around here, which is probably a good thing. Vitality goes down really fast. Another fire. Yeah, I wish I knew how to light those. I guess you probably do need matches or something. In fact, I think I had matches back at my checkpoint. Oh, fishy cabin, that's cool. I'll take the rags, why not? And it's interesting, I turned on a debug option that shows where the enemies are, so it does give me kind of a hint that they're out there. There are a lot of them down there. I do not want to deal with that. Will not survive that encounter. Let's see if I can go around this gigantic rock. Probably run straight into another robot. I'm curious what those things are. Well, with that blue thing going this way, there's obviously going to be a piece somewhere around here. There it is, floating up there. There's a couple of them kind of hovering around. Still don't see smoke though. So it's probably still quite far away. Now, great. Great. Here's where we actually have to use stealth. I can't get away with just running in and grabbing that. And I'm not going to survive any of these falls that I can see. No. Alright. Nope. So now I have to find a way to get down there. That looks safe enough. And I am going to eat something because I'm getting hungry, obviously. Eat my biscuits. Eat my canned pie. Drink my delicious stout. I guess I didn't need to do that. I was at like 99 or something. Wasted the stout. Shoot. Get down. So my visibility's pretty low. As long as I'm not moving, I don't think they can see me. I'm not exactly sure how sensitive their visibility is. Unfortunately, the thing I need is right smack dab in the middle of them, which is unfortunate. Where's that smoke? It'd be nice if I knew where I was going. Oh wow, they're all over that thing. This is probably a place where it'd be useful to actually use traps and weapons and stuff like that to get at them, but I left all that stuff behind. Nothing, nothing. There was nothing here, no worries. Nothing but the wind. There you go. I think if they run right into you, they do spot you, even if you're not visible. Because I'm crouched in the grass, which theoretically means I'm invisible, but obviously that's not quite good enough. Of course, the thing I would need is on the other side of a rock. These robots need to look the other way. Don't come this way, please! Ah, shoot. Oh, wow. Somehow survived that.
Move along.
Uh-oh.
Nothing to see here.
I think that's from drinking the alcohol. I thought it was like something that happened to me from the robots, but I guess I'm just drunk. Ah, there we go. And well, I recover quickly at least. I have a good constitution. Let's run back to the boat. At least it tells me where the boat is, so if I can survive to the boat in the dark. I think if I crouch, they won't be able to see me. Let me try. They should lose me. Oh, they've already lost me. Okay, I'm fine. What other game lets you run from robots drunk? Good stuff. Yeah, they definitely have come a long way with this. When I first played it, I think it was like early in the beta, like early access or something, and it was not this fleshed out at all. So they've definitely come a long way with it, which is good. There's my church. Shouldn't be any robots in between me and my boat, unless they've changed their patterns. And based on that difficulty curve, when I do take this item back, the enemies are going to be getting a little tougher. Let's see here. I probably already looted that one. Oh, another one. I could get 2 stones with 1 stone here. Meh, this is the kind of thing that will get me killed. I'm sure. This does take a lot of room, doesn't it? As useful as that book is, can I not move it out? There we go. Stout. Get that up there. Hopefully that's enough room to hold it. So if I could score 2 stones in one run, that would be awesome. I'm pretty invisible in this grass, looks like. Even moving. Doesn't look like they would be able to spot me very well. Creeping up on that stone. I'll bet it's just some giant stone that's going to take half my inventory. Gotta be ready to drop my stout quick. Drop it down my throat. That's pretty much in the open, isn't it? It's going to be kind of tricky to get to.
Move along, nothing to see here.
Nice.
What is that? Move along, nothing to see here.
Trying to still stick to these reeds for the most part so that I can not get shot in the back on my way out. That should be okay. I'll stay crouched for a little while longer in case one of them's looking this way. But yes, 2 stones with 1 stone, that's the way to do it. Hopefully I'm too far away for them to actually hit me. Because I don't want to just like crouch the whole way over, because that is kind of a time waster, and I only have so much food, and beer, and whiskey. Let's head on back. Yes, save it. Whew, once I take these 2 stones back, I'll be up to 4. Doing well, doing well. Unfortunately, it's going to get much, much harder after that. I did notice that they said there were dogs. I assume that the dogs don't rely as much on sight as they do on maybe sound or something else, which is going to be kind of unfortunate. I can't use my sneak up in the grass trick. It'd be nice if I could use these fires. Probably do need matches. No robots between me and my my destination. That's a good thing. As far as I can see, so far so good. Got a nice clean of sight to it. Should be able to drop these 2 rocks off and make the game more difficult.
I'm putting the kettle on now, madam. We'll have you home in no time.
Okay, so I've got 13 remaining. All that work for 4, and I still have 13 more to go. Yeah, so...
If your antagonists have hunting dogs, then might I suggest you stay well away? Those beasts have a nose for blood.
Yeah, I figured as much. With the dogs, the name dog, you would expect they're not relying on visuals, so that's going to make it a lot more tricky to kind of sneak in there and grab those stones after this. So the remaining pieces are going to be the hard pieces. The first couple were the easy ones. Well, there we go. I guess one strategy you could use in the game is to try and gather as many stones as possible, dump them off in like a box or something, and then just come back and throw them all into here in one go and maybe save yourself a little trouble. But that is the game, sir. You are being hunted. Lisa, thank you for the suggestion to go back and play it. It is kind of interesting. Got a few things out of it, like, for example, having to use items that you find at a certain location for risk of losing them and your progress. So that's kind of interesting, because we did have monoliths being checkpoints and artifacts being kind of these items that you find. So there could be some mechanics in there that would be useful, especially in an exploration game. So that was useful. It was good playing this again. I think I will keep going, see if I can actually gather the rest of those 13 stones, but I think that's enough for you guys to kind of see what this game is, I definitely do recommend it. It is fun. It has a good sense of humor too. So good on them, and definitely good on them for brushing it up since early access. It was still fun back then, but it's a lot cleaner now. Lot better. So that is good. The game is fun. Fun. All right, quitting to the menu. So let's quit to the desktop. And thank you for watching this episode of Blue Tengu Unplugged. We went through Sir, You Are Being Hunted, and before that we went through Don't Starve. Those episodes should go up pretty close to each other. Not sure what's next up for Blue Tengu Unplugged. Hopefully another recommendation. If you guys do, if you are friends with me on Steam or something and you see I own something and you want to see me do an Unplugged on that one, definitely let me know. Otherwise, if you are curious about games, let me know what those are, and I could always try to do an Unplugged on them. That's it. So if you are interested in game development, check out our main show, which is our game development show. As you can tell by the title, this is just me kind of chilling out and trying games out. That is the concept of Blue Tango Unplugged, hence the Unplugged. But hope you check out our main game development show, and otherwise, hope to see you on the next Blue Tango Unplugged. Have a good day. I will see you next time.